Dear friends, companions and fellows of the heart, welcome and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are joining us from. Greetings of peace to you and your family. We hope you're all doing very well, and it is indeed an honor, as always, to have you here with us time and time again. And it is this caring, this loving attention of your heart and the warmth and this ability to be receptive in your heart that makes this gathering so beautiful. And we'll be getting started in about 2 minutes. In the meantime, as always, please find a quiet corner, minimize distractions, and also perhaps if you can use a perfume to heighten your sense of smell, that would be good, as we are just about to begin our meditation practice, followed by prayer. And before we do that, if we can just have a quick sound check. We'll be checking the quality of the sound from our end, and also if you can give us a quick feedback from your end, that would be great. Good morning and greetings of peace. Tanjil Ahsan Chaudhry. Nice to see you here again, brother. And we hope you are doing well with your loved ones. And thank you for the feedback in regards to the quality of the sound. And so we'd like to begin. And as we begin, we'll remind ourselves that this is a purely heart-based practice. Both the meditation part of it and also the prayer that comes after it. And of course, anything that is heart-based means that it is feeling-based. So it is all about feeling, and there is no mental activity as such. And sometimes when we are told to feel our heart or to be in our heart, we don't really quite manage to succeed in that regard. What we end up doing instead is still remain in our head and think about our heart. So this is not a thinking exercise, this is a feeling exercise. And so the steps we have in the meditation allow us to do just that, to be able to go into our heart and stay in our heart and feel from there. And you will have different kind of experiences as you continue with this practice. For example, you would be feeling a certain kind of tingling sensation in your physical heart as you continue with the practice. That would show that you are actually there, living and feeling from your heart as you are performing the various steps and going through the different phases of this practice. So that's one way of knowing that you are actually in your heart. And the other way, of course, there are several other ways. And for example, you could be feeling quite relaxed in the sense that if you have a mental exercise involved, then at the end of it there would be some kind of tiredness. So you would feel, as a result of the mental exertion, you would feel tired because you would have inputted, you would have put in a certain amount of mental energy into the exercise. And so that's why when we study, when we do any kind of activity that requires mental energy to be invested, that would result in us feeling tired. And so that's why some meditation based practices where there is the mind involved, where there's the mental exercise involved, we often feel tired at the end of it. But here, as long as we are feeling, as long as there is no mental aspect of it involved, we will not feel tired. Rather, the opposite will happen. At the end of the session, we will feel energized. And we have seen it time and time again when people come into the practice feeling absolutely shattered, and they go through the feelings, they go through the practice of the heart, and then of course after the meditation they also do the prayer, and at the end of it they feel energized. It is as if they have had a nice long sleep, or even a nap, an energizing power nap. So these are a couple of the indications that we are doing the practice correctly, i.e. we are feeling rather than thinking. So I hope this helps. I hope this has come useful, and we will continue, of course, to shed some more light into the practice, as we always have new people, new members joining us here in this group. Even though we have been here for 3 months now, we are always having new members joining us, and that's why it is always a good idea to shed some light into the practice and the way we are using the steps or feeling the steps, and how it can benefit us in the long run as well as the short run. So I hope this helps, and let's get started without any further delay. It is 6 minutes past the hour already, and so the sound quality is good. That's great. So let's get seated comfortably, if we haven't already, finding ourselves a quiet corner and assuming a comfortable posture, having a straight back, a straight but not stiff back. This is important, because sometimes having too stiff a posture can make us feel not so comfortable, and that's not the idea. The idea is to have a straight back so we can remain alert, because slouching like this can often make us feel tired and even may result in us falling asleep, and we don't want that. We want a straight back that would encourage a level of alertness that is necessary for the purpose of this practice, and also remain comfortable in our posture at the same time. So let's get started. It is 7 minutes past the hour, beginning as always in the name of God Almighty, by placing the palm of our right hand upon our chest near our heart, raising the level of our eyes above the level of the horizon, keeping our eyes there nice and steady. As we keep our eyes there, we allow the eyelids to gently slide down, like so. So this is how we close our eyes, and begin with phase 1, which is all about breathing. Breathing in deeply and gently and slowly, and breathing out also deeply and gently and slowly. As we breathe in, we are doing so through our nostrils, inflating our chest as a result. And as we breathe out, we are doing so either through our nostrils or through our mouth, deflating our chest as we do so. Breathing in to our heart and breathing out from our heart. Reminding ourselves that this is a breathing exercise which allows us to do the following quite effectively, beginning with the very fact that we are breathing our way into our heart. We are shifting our focus from our head to our heart, and also we are enabling ourselves to be here in the present moment, as this breathing allows us to be away from the past and away from the future, and to be here right now in this present moment. And of course we are also enabling ourselves to be energized at the cellular level of our body, as we are energizing the cells of our body by breathing in deeply and gently and slowly, oxygenating the cells of our body. By doing so, with each in-breath, we are oxygenating the cells of our body, and with each out-breath, we are releasing toxin, releasing tension and stress. All of these benefits are being achieved, and of course, last but not least, we are increasing the level of alertness of our heart and mind, as we have pointed out earlier. And of course, we are also helping to boost the immune system of our physical body. In this day and age, particularly in these unprecedented times that we are going through, we need that strength of the immune system, and this particular breathing exercise allows us to do that. So having achieved all of these benefits within such a short span of time, with such a simple and powerful exercise, we move on to phase 2 after completing one more round of breathing in and out. We will do so. Breathing in deeply and gently and slowly, and breathing out deeply and gently and slowly. And at any stage of our practice here, both in the prayer and in the meditation, we can breathe in and out once or twice, just to be able to stay in the present moment, just to be able to return to our heart in case we find ourselves slipping away. So the breathing can actually be done at any stage, but this particular phase, the beginning phase of the meditation, is only dedicated for breathing. And so we now proceed to phase 2, whereupon we'd like to energize and activate, initiate a set of feelings as they are being felt in our heart with the help of the following words, feeling each one of them deep in our heart without straining ourselves in any way, reminding ourselves that this is not a mental exercise, this is a heart-based practice. So feeling each one of them as deeply as we can, beginning with appreciation. Care, this wonderful feeling of care. Gratitude, compassion, strength, and wisdom. Going through these feelings once more, feeling each one of them as deeply as we can in our heart. Appreciation, care, gratitude, compassion, strength, and wisdom. With the help of these beautiful and powerful feelings, we have enabled our heart to be vibrating at a higher level of consciousness. And with that raised level of consciousness of our heart, we'd like to proceed to phase 3, whereupon we'd like to give this raised level of our heart a particular colour. And in this session, we'd like to give it a deep healing colour of green, the colour of life, the colour of nature, the colour of balance. As we keep our awareness in our heart, this beautiful ball of green light begins to expand, growing from our heart and into our body, the rest of our body, every cell, every organ, every part of our body is now basking in this beautiful ball of green light, being healed by its soothing presence. As we keep our awareness in our heart, this ball of green light expands even further, going beyond our body and into our room, swiftly and smoothly, spreading all throughout our room with its healing presence, dissolving all kinds of negativity and bad energy in the process. As we remain attentive and present in our heart, this ball of green light, this healing and soothing ball of green light, expands further out beyond our room and into the other rooms of our apartment or dwelling or house, and quickly spreading out throughout the entire dwelling of ours, every room, every open space, every little bit of space is now being engulfed and filled with this soothing and powerful light of green colour. As we keep our attention, as we keep our focus and attention, energy in our heart, this ball of green light expands even further, going beyond our house or apartment and into the other floors of the entire building that we are in, from the very top floor of the building all the way down to the very bottom, from the right side of the building all the way to the left, as the building in its entirety is being bathed in this beautiful and soothing ball of green light. As it continues to expand now, while we maintain our attentiveness, our care and attention in our heart, our energy, our awareness in our heart, this ball of green light expands further, going beyond our building and into our neighbourhood, going all throughout our neighbourhood with its deep healing and soothing presence, filling every street, every corner, every neighbourhood, every house or building within our neighbourhood, sweeping across and healing all that it touches, dissolving all kinds of negative vibe or bad energy. As we keep our awareness in our heart, remembering to breathe in and out once or twice in case we find ourselves slipping away, we can always breathe our way back into our heart, back into the present moment. A couple of in and out breaths is all it takes for us to regain our attention here in the present moment and also in our heart. Sometimes we can slip away, and that's absolutely fine, as long as we can breathe our way back into our heart. So as we keep our attention, our energy in the heart, this beautiful ball of green light expands beyond our neighbourhood and into the other neighbourhoods of the city that we are in, all throughout our city, pervading in this beautiful presence. This ball of green light continues to expand and grow in size and volume and radius, as also it increases in strength and vitality and also in its healing capacity. As this ball of green light now expands even beyond our city and into the other cities across our country and all of the villages within our country as well, as it sweeps across the entire territory of the earth, of the country that we're in rather. So our country where we are at the moment is now basking in this beautiful ball of green light. As we keep our attentiveness, our energy and awareness in our heart, this ball of green light expands even further, going into other countries, going into the entire country, into other cities and all of the villages within our country. And now even going beyond our country into other countries across our continent, and going wide across the horizon, far beyond what our eyes can see, covering the entire surface of the earth, and then going up to the level of the atmosphere of the earth. And there it finds all the other balls of green light that have emanated from the hearts that are present in this live session. And indeed, those of us who are watching this as a recorded session can also feel the collective presence of hearts, as each of these balls of green light are now mingling and mixing and merging with each other, forming one beautiful and gigantic ball of green light that has encompassed the earth within. And what started from our heart is now a collective heart space, holding firmly within it the entire earth space, from one home that is our heart to the other home that is our planet. What an incredible moment we are experiencing together, this blissful space, the sacred space that we are sharing together, allowing our hearts to unite with each other and feel this expanded state of feeling as the heart and its field is now much wider than the actual physical space that the actual physical heart takes within our chest. So the field, this electromagnetic field generated by the heart, is far greater in size than the physical heart size itself. We are at one with each other and at one with the planet, as we'd like to begin our heartfelt prayer from this sacred space, in this blissful moment. As we begin, we need to remind ourselves that we ought to keep our energy, our attention, our awareness in our heart all throughout. And if at any stage we may need to leave for whatever reason, we can do so by saying Ameen 3 times in our heart. But of course, we'd like you to stay here until the very end. Dear Lord, our God, one and only, most gracious and most merciful, we praise you and glorify you, as you ought to be praised, as you ought to be glorified. Most high and most pure, you are indeed the Holy One, the unique one, creator of all there is and fashioner of all there is, Lord of your creation. Dear Lord, you are indeed magnanimous. And you are the inner and the outer, the hidden and the apparent, most powerful yet most loving and gentle and kind. You are the opener, the expander, the enricher of our hearts, the purifier of our hearts. Source of all light you are, as you are light yourself. Source of all peace and security, as you are peace yourself. As you are our purifier, the purifier of our hearts, and also the forgiver of our hearts. And we so ask you, dear Lord, as we have gone through this meditation prior to this prayer, whereupon we have allowed our heart to be vibrating at a higher level of vibration, thereby letting go of low-level feelings. And so we have actively forgiven those who have hurt us, as we do not want to bear any grudge in our heart. So as we forgive others who have hurt us in our past, we ask you, please, dear Lord, forgive us as well. As we seek forgiveness, as we have forgiven others, we seek forgiveness in you. Allow us to be from those blessed people, from those successful people who are both successful in this world and in the hereafter, as they are busy with purification of their hearts. Purifying their hearts, making their hearts more polished as a mirror, whereupon your divine light can shine through. And dear Lord, in this prayer session we'd like to remember some names and pray for them as they have requested their names to be mentioned. Kabiruddin Ahmed, Rehnuma Tarannum, Shahnaz Salam, Faizul Nahar Haq, Abul Hashim Rana, Shaila Nusrat, Mubashira Tasneem Ahmed, and Zubayda Ahmed, Humaira Haseen, Samina Abedin, and Dipon and Sayyida Ifat Ara, Sayyid Ashfaq Hussain, Anwar Siddiqui, and Salima Imrose, Shah Majida Khatun, Shah Abu Asad, Muhammad Mutahir, Munayma Begum, Shah Musammed Tasmiya, and Amina Akhtar. And of course, Anwar Siddiqui, Alima Imrose, and Shahidul, and Ripon, and Laila Khan, and Hassan Tanzeen, and Shireen Rahman, Bilqis Khanum, Nusrat Islam Ifa, Rashida Khanum, Rihana Ali, Shahana Khalid, and Adiba Khalid, and Tahnina Khalid, Sarah Sarwar, and Sarwari, Akhtar Chaudhry, Nasreen Alam, all of these people there. And also a few more, Khurshid Alam, Khurshid Begum, Sheli, Tanveer Ahmed Shanto, Naira Nawar Ahmed, and Mustafa Jalal Mahyuddin, Richard Kishore, and Mir Belayat Hussain, Mrinal Kanti Dotto, and Wali Rahman, Umar Farouk, Sanjida Akhtar, Fabiha Farzeen, Muhammad Zahir al-Islam, and Ismat Ghadir Jama, Mustafa Jabed, Tazi Alamgir Sattar, and Muhammad Harun al-Rashid, and Adiba Khalid and Tahmina Khalid. All of these people, dear Lord, and their respective families, all of those people who are here watching this as a live session, and their respective families, and of course all of those who are going to be watching it recorded, and their respective families, all of these people, dear Lord, be it physical healing that they are seeking from you, be it emotional healing or spiritual healing, or healing of relationships, or indeed any deep desire or desperation that they may have, and any aspiration that they may have, dear Lord, please fulfill them all, take care of them all, as you are the swiftest of caretakers. All you have to do is utter that magical word, be, and so it is. And so please allow our healings and our needs and wants to be fulfilled by you, O you who are the best of fulfillers, the best of answerers, and indeed you are the ultimate and the only healer, as we are all seeking healing energy from you, so that we can become wonderful healing agents for as long as we live, able to heal ourselves through accessing your divine energy, and also passing on that healing to others. And we ask you, dear Lord, please purify this planet. Let this pandemic be gone. Let it dwindle in its capacity to harm people all over the world. Let it become more and more ineffective with the passing of each minute. And so as it becomes inefficient, more and more inefficient, it will fail to bring upon harm to mankind. And this is what we are asking for, that we may be able to return to normality without any further risk of contraction of this virus. And particularly the children, people of vulnerable background, living in very humble settings, such as out there on the open streets, or in a refugee camp, or in a country that has suffered deeply as a result of war being going on there for many years. So all of these people and their different platforms, whatever they are seeking, whatever their needs are, please take care of them, and please take care of this planet, because you alone can fulfill the need of all of us, and you alone can make us return to the kind of world that we have been used to prior to this pandemic. We want to go back to that. We long for that. We long to go to nature and breathe there and relax and feel the relaxed environment of nature and really appreciate the beauty and the soothing and healing atmosphere that any part of nature has to offer us whenever we go to a beach or scale a mountain, or perhaps hang around near a lake, wherever we may be. As long as we are out there in nature, we feel so wonderful. And it is so much easier to meditate in those areas as well, in those parts of the world where there is tremendous beauty in the middle of nature. And this is what we want to do. We want to go back to the world, go back to nature and appreciate it, and also take care of it as conscious citizens of the world, as we have realized that we have used and abused Mother Nature for far too long, and we can't continue doing that anymore. Now our responsibilities are even bigger, as we have to educate our own kind and then allow them to participate in this nurturing of the planet that we are given as our home. And really, it is truly a blessed home that we have, this beautiful planet. And today in this session, dear Lord, we'd like to look at you and feel you from our heart by exploring this beautiful quality, this name that you have, Shakoor, Shakoor, Shakoor. As we look to be drawn to this pathway by opening our hearts, being more receptive in our hearts, as we open ourselves to be drawn to this pathway, taking the opportunity to feel simple gratitude and follow all the divine light that we have received back to its source. And as we breathe in and out this name of the divine, Ya Shakoor, Ya Shakoor, Ya Shakoor, we are feeling this particular quality and the associated healing energy that comes with it. Perhaps life is now calling us right now to investigate gratitude, try to see its signs everywhere. And if we find this difficult, we may begin with the small things closest to us, even thank before we receive. It is normal to thank after we receive, but if we truly want to be thankful, we can do so even before we receive, thereby putting us in that state, in that frame of heart, in that frame of mind, where we are ready to receive even more blessings, for blessings that we would have already given our thanks for. And so this pathway is not a matter of business, of give and take. It is the sign of a heart that remembers unity. So as we are being more thankful, we are receiving more blessings, and we are actually remembering God Almighty. As traditional translations of this quality include thankful and grateful. In Arabic, the word Shakoor has to do with an attitude of recognition and appreciation, rather than with the specific facts of a situation. The latter is expressed by another pathway, Hamid or Hamid, which we will be looking at after a few days. So the root beginning of this word, Shah, indicates a circle opening to include more, like the rays of the sun that in Jesus' words shine on the just and the unjust. So let us follow these rays, not the shadow. And the last bit of the word, the sound kur, takes us from this small particular formed gifts of the universe back to the source of eternal light. And so this word, the second part of the word, is related to light. And this light can transform us. And indeed, thankfulness can change us. So now let us feel this name, this quality of the divine in our heart. Breathing in and out the name, Ya Shakoor, Ya Shakoor, Ya Shakoor. Dear Lord, as we call you by this name, allow us to become more grateful in our heart, even before we can say thank you to you. Always keep us on this perpetual path of gratitude. Always keep us grateful to you for all that you have given us and for all that you continue to give us. And indeed, your name, Shakoor, tells us that you also are appreciative and grateful by your nature. And so we are asking you to give us a little bit of this nature of yours, this nature, this tendency of yours to be grateful. And indeed, as you have said to your servants, those who do good will be entered into paradise. And that is your way of being appreciative of what it is that we do. The very fact that we do so much hardship in our lives without even seeing you, just knowing in our hearts that you are there, believing in you and believing in your unseen world. By doing that, you have allowed us to receive so much blessings, and truly it is a wonder, this gratitude, this thankfulness as a form of energy, as it gives us incredible amount of peace and tranquility and happiness. And it is not a surprise that when we see unhappy people around, we find that they are invariably ungrateful. And so, if we need to feel happy at any stage of our lives, at any part of the day that we spend doing whatever it is that we have to do, if we are feeling down and unhappy, all we have to do is find things for which we can be grateful. It could be small things, it could be big things. It doesn't matter, as long as we are feeling grateful. And in fact, for those of us beginning on this path of gratitude of the heart, we can make it easy for ourselves by feeling grateful for things that are small initially. And then we can go on to the bigger things for which we are grateful as well. Because with small things, it is easy to feel grateful. For example, we can say, I am grateful. We can feel, I am grateful for a lovely cup of coffee that I have received in the morning. The fact that I'm able to smell and drink the wonderful taste of coffee and smell the aroma of coffee. These are two very important and distinct feeling inlets of feelings. So we can smell the aroma of coffee and therefore be thankful for that smell, and also we can taste the fantastic, nourishing and energizing taste of a cup of coffee. So this is just a simple way of showing, just an easy example of how we can feel grateful, beginning with, of course, for small things and then working our way up to bigger things that we have received in our lives. We can be grateful for the lungs that we have that enables us to breathe. We can be grateful for the eyes that we have that allows us to be able to see, and everything else that we have received and continue to receive. Indeed, they are such wonderful blessings. So let us continue for the next 5 seconds or 15 seconds perhaps, to remain silent and pray in our heart by saying this divine name, this particular divine name. Ya Shakoor, Ya Shakoor, Ya Shakoor. And as we feel this name, as we look at the quality associated with this name, let us find reasons to be thankful for, so that we may inculcate this beautiful quality in our very lives successfully. Ya Shakoor, Ya Shakoor, Ya Shakoor. Ya Shakoor, Ya Shakoor, Ya Shakoor. O you who are the thankful one, the grateful one. O you who appreciate thankfulness, and you love a thankful heart more than anything in this world, and you love to give that thankful heart even more. And we are indeed so deeply grateful and thankful for keeping us here on this path, here in this beautiful gathering of hearts, enabling ourselves to be able to be more receptive in our heart as we open ourselves up to you, ready to receive all kinds of energy and blessings. And so we ask you, please, dear Lord, bless and dress our soul, bless and dress our heart with your light, with your divine soothing and healing light. Bless and dress our heart with your powerful and noble and gentle presence. And we'd like to take this opportunity to send our salutations of peace and blessings upon all of the prophets and messengers that you have sent, beginning with the very first of them, Prophet Adam, all the way down to the very last of them, Prophet Muhammad. Countless peace and blessings be upon them all. Countless peace and blessings be upon them all. Countless peace and blessings be upon them all. And also upon the beloved and blessed family of Prophet Muhammad, and also upon the beloved companions of Prophet Muhammad, and also upon all of the saints and sages that you have sent across the ages, as they continue to offer their teachings of divine love, divine light, divine wisdom, and divine unity, which are in essence a continuation of the teachings of your beloved prophets and messengers. Greetings of peace be unto them all. As we wish to be deeply connected to them, allow us to love them, so that we may in return receive love from you as you love them so much. So we want to love them as well, and so that we can receive your love in return and be worthy of your love, really. We want to love you and be ultimately your lovers, your devotees, and your faithful and loving servants, always having that deep respect and deep adoration for you at all times. These are our prayers, dear Lord. Please accept them. Please answer them. Allow this pandemic to be gone. Allow all of these people out there across the globe in different hospitals and different clinics suffering from corona still, allow them to return back to their loved ones. Release them from the ICU wards or wherever they are in a hospital, in the hospitals that they are. Perhaps things are quite serious and they are in the intensive care unit, or things are perhaps not so serious but they are still in the hospital bed in another ward or another department. Whatever the case is, allow all of these patients to return to normality, having recovered completely. Allow them to go back to their loved ones with full safety and security. We thank you, and we thank you, dear Lord. Thank you for everything that you have given us, and thank you for everything that you continue to give us. Thank you, dear Lord, thank you. And with a deep sense of certainty, with a deep sense of relief, and knowing in our hearts that God Almighty has just listened to our prayers and has just answered our prayers, let us all say 3 times in our heart, Ameen, Ameen, Ameen. And when we are ready, we may open our eyes gently and remove the palm from our chest, but look round with a fresh sense of perspective of our heart, and keeping our awareness in our heart. does it feel? Are you feeling at peace with yourself? Are you feeling light in your heart? A certain kind of lightness, opposite of heavy. Or perhaps you're feeling this expansive nature of the heart. You are feeling the sense of being more in tune with your surroundings. Whatever the case may be, we hope that you've had a great session with us, enjoyed the heartfelt prayer and meditation, and we hope and we look forward to seeing you here very soon. And apologies for the slight delay in the start today, and we were feeling rather sleepy at the beginning of the session, and our words may not have been so clear today, and apologies for that. But it just goes to show that even though we came here and performed this meditation with you, and the prayer of course, in this extremely tired state, right now at the end of the session, that sleepiness is gone. We are feeling so energetic. And this is what I was talking about earlier, before we started the practice, that how would we know that this is a heartfelt prayer and heartfelt meditation? How would we know that this heart has been actually engaged in this practice, rather than letting the mind do all the work? We would know if we are feeling energized at the end of it. If it's the mind involved, then it would be a mental expenditure of energy in the process, and as a result of which we would feel tired. But if the heart is involved, the heart is always energizing, as long as we are letting the heart receive all kinds of blessings from God by opening it with our intention, with our expression of joy and thankfulness, and feeling all those wonderful feelings that we have felt. By doing all of those things, we would have opened our hearts, ready to receive all kinds of blessings from God Almighty. And by doing that, surely we would feel more energized, more positive, more powerful, more present, and more proactive. All kinds of positivity, really. And of course, more in connection with everything that's around us. We would have this deeper sense of knowing what it is that the person next to us is feeling, perhaps, or knowing what it is that they need and how we can take care of that need. So all of these fantastic benefits are being achieved as we practice this on a consistent basis, this particular type of heart-based meditation. And so we hope that you found it useful, and we hope that you found it tremendously practical as well, so that when we go about doing our daily activities, we can continue to tune into our heart every so often, whenever we can, just feeling it from our heart. Whatever it is that we are feeling, just do so from the heart, remembering God from the heart, feeling gratitude from the heart, feeling appreciation and the sense of care and, compassion, strength and wisdom, all of these things, feeling them from our heart. So we hope that these insightful comments have helped those who are watching live or recorded. And thank you again, Brother Tanjil Ahsan Chaudhry, for staying with us all throughout. And of course, anyone else who's here live or recorded, thank you. And may you all find peace and prosperity and positivity from this beautiful practice by doing it consistently. God bless you all. God preserve you all. Stay safe, stay protected, and stay home unless you absolutely have to go out. Remain home as much as you can. Looking forward to seeing you very soon. God bless you all. Bye for now.